Hello, my name is Morgan. This presentation will provide an update on the changes made to the City of Edmonton's district plans and district policy based on public engagement feedback from 2022. These updated documents will serve as the basis for our final public engagement period this October, which we'll touch on more later. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge and thank the diverse Indigenous peoples whose ancestors' footsteps have marked this territory since time immemorial. Edmontonians inhabit, share, and steward this land. The city's vitality and very existence is owed to the land itself, as well as the people that helped build the city. Here is an overview of what we'll be covering today. This presentation will provide an overview of the revisions to the draft district plans in response to feedback received from public engagement from June 2022 and the city's ongoing internal engagement. Before we dive into what's changed with the district plans, I want to provide a brief overview about the district planning project. The city plan is the starting point for us today as it provides the overall strategic planning direction for the city. The city plan is the high-level visionary plan for the whole city. Over a 2-year period, thousands of Edmontonians shared their ideas and values with us and helped create this plan, which was approved by Council in 2020. The city plan gives us a lot of wide-ranging direction for Edmonton's long-term future, but we need more detailed guidance to help us make planning decisions now and into the years to come. District plans and the district policy will be used to guide incremental change to help achieve the city plan's vision of making Edmonton a healthy, urban, climate-resilient city of 2 million. Each district plan will guide how neighborhoods will physically change over time and will help to support Edmontonians' desire to live more locally in a community of communities, one of the city plan's big city moves. This is where Edmontonians can meet most of their needs within a 15-minute walk, roll, bicycle ride, or transit trip from their home. The project began in 2021 with our groundwork and prototype development, and we presented the prototypes to stakeholders and the public to get initial feedback and help us work on a set of draft plans. Once all of the plans were drafted, we began our larger public engagement from June until November 2022, and we'll share the updated plans with the public this August. We plan to be back at Urban Planning Committee in December with the draft plans and then bring the plans to public hearing for council approval in May 2024. I'll now summarize the project's engagement and communication approach last year and what the team heard from Edmontonians and stakeholders. Edmontonians and stakeholders have had an opportunity to engage throughout the district planning project in varying influence and commitment levels. Most recently, Edmontonians were invited to share feedback on the draft policies from June to November 2022 through open houses, pop-ups, online workshops, online surveys, and stakeholder meetings. A range of communication materials and resources were created to help educate Edmontonians prior to public engagement, as well as build project and public engagement awareness. In addition to public engagement, all 15 district plans and the district policy were shared with internal city staff for technical review. Through the analysis of the public's feedback we received, we have noted the following themes. People want to see an expanded idea of heritage places and cultural areas that go beyond designated historic resources. People expect plans to set priorities for where development should occur. Since the city plan offers so much development opportunity, they expect district plans to focus large-scale development at the most logical locations. People want plans to be understandable and to help them find the information that they need quickly. Some issues and areas will need more detailed planning, and since the current version of the district plans are fairly high level. For more details on how we communicated and engaged, please review the January 2023 What We Heard report available on the project website. After reviewing and analyzing feedback gathered from Edmontonians and city staff last year, the district planning team has been working on updating the draft district plans and district policy. Now I'll go over the changes we've made. Make sure to check out the overview of changes document on our project website on edmonton.ca for a complete summary of all of the changes. Several changes were made to this list of plans proposed to be repealed, amended, and retained since public and internal engagement in 2022. Geographic plans are policy documents that guide how a neighborhood or area of the city is to be developed or redeveloped. The city has reviewed every area plan and presented a list during 2022 of recommended plans for retirement, amendment, or retention. Several plans that were proposed to be retained in 2022 are now proposed for repeal. These plans are the McKernan-Belgravia Area Station Redevelopment Plan, Jasper Place Area Redevelopment Plan, 104 Avenue Corridor Area Redevelopment Plan, and the Clareview Town Center Neighborhood Area Structure Plan. The Central McDougall Queen Mary Park Area Redevelopment Plan was also proposed to be retained, but is now proposed to be amended. For more information on plan repeals and amendments, see our presentation specifically about this topic on the District Planning Project website on edmonton.ca. Next, Edmontonians told us that the node and corridor policies were unclear on what size of buildings are expected within nodes and corridors. Nodes and corridors are important destinations along main travel routes with important mass transit service. You probably visit or travel along a node and corridor every day. Several policy and map changes were made to remove the ambiguity and clearly communicate where buildings of specific sizes are supported. These changes listed here intend to respond to changing market conditions and provide a greater level of certainty for residents, landowners, and developers on what type of development is supported and where. I will go into the specific policy changes on building height and location on the next slide. Nodes and corridors have been changed in two ways. First, they clearly support development in the entire node and corridor area, rather than only in certain sub-areas. Second, they direct taller buildings to sites along major roadways and near mass transit stations. While the use of mass transit stations for this guidance was also used in the previous version of district plans, the use of roadway types is a new addition. This table summarizes the results of these new policy changes based on the different height categories and node and corridor types. Let's look to the major node as an example. Low-rise buildings are now supported everywhere in major nodes, which wasn't previously indicated in the 2022 version of the draft district policy. This change was made to help clarify the level of support for low-rise buildings. In 2022, mid-rise buildings were only supported in the intensification areas and considered elsewhere in major nodes. Since intensification areas have been removed and the project is seeking to better align the major node policies with the city plan, mid-rise buildings are now supported everywhere in major nodes. In 2022, high-rise buildings included all buildings 9 stories and up, and were only supported in specific locations in the city. High-rise buildings between 9 and 20 stories are now supported in more locations, including along major roads, or where it fits within the existing buildings surrounding it. Tall high-rise buildings is a new building category and includes all buildings 21 stories or taller. These buildings are supported in more locations than in 2022, but have more conditions on where they can be located compared to the high-rise category. Tall high-rise buildings are supported along major roads and where the site and context allows for appropriate transition to development. Several changes were made to better represent each district's heritage and culture. Land acknowledgements in all plans were updated to reflect the Indigenous ward names in each district and the origins of those names. Locations of public art were also added to the heritage and culture maps. Edmontonians' feedback on each district's unique history and feature was also used to update the district plan's district context to better reflect the historical events that shaped the district's social, physical, and developmental context. During our public engagement sessions, we heard that more clarity was required to understand how the district policy and district plan should be used together. In response, we simplified the language throughout both documents wherever possible, added more terms and definitions to the glossary, and placed the maps next to the relevant text sections. We've also made improvements to the district plan maps to help users read and navigate them more easily, including adding more road labels, changing colors and symbols, and simplifying the design. The district policy now includes illustrations to help visualize the intent of specific policies and their outcomes. We have also included margin notes that connect policy to specific district plan maps or assist users in navigating the document. Changes were made to various individual district plans in response to public and internal engagement feedback. These changes include district context section updates, node and corridor boundary adjustments, policy additions, updates, and removals to support the proposed plan repeals, align policies more closely with the city plan, and changes were also made to better match the policy language in the district plan with the policy language from the original plan. Make sure to check out our overview of changes document on our project website on edmonton.ca to learn more about which changes were made to each individual district plan. Some of the feedback we received did not result in changes, and I'll explain why. We were not able to address feedback that requested new nodes and corridors that don't align with the city plan's direction, proposed changes to the city's operational service levels like snow removal processes, proposed brand new ideas or specific issues in specific areas of a district that did not originate from an existing source. You can find our overview of changes document that provides a more in-depth review of what I discussed in this presentation on the project website. The revised draft district plans and district policy are also now available on the district planning project webpage. Advised level engagement will run from October 23 to December 1st of this year, and we invite you to share feedback on the district plans and district policy prior to City Council public hearing in 2024. Engagement opportunities will include an online survey, chat with a planner, and public information sessions. We invite you to sign up now for a public information session. You can find the registration link on our project website. For regular project updates, please visit our webpage to sign up for the City Building newsletter or contact the project team by email. Thank you for listening. To learn more, make sure to check out our project website by visiting edmonton.ca/district planning. Thank you.